After a midseason acquisition, Jimmy Butler injected new life into the Golden State Warriors, propelling them into playoff contention. Now, with a full offseason to integrate and a fresh start ahead, can Butler's leadership and experience guide the Warriors back to championship glory? As the team navigates an aging roster and fierce Western Conference competition, the upcoming season could be a defining chapter in their legacy. Jimmy Butler's arrival in Golden State marked a turning point for the Warriors. Post-trade, the team surged from a 25-26 record to an impressive 14-3 run, showcasing improved defensive dynamics and defensive prowess. Butler's influence extended beyond statistics. His leadership reignited the team's competitive spirit. With a 2-year, $121 million contract extension aligning him with Stephen Curry's timeline, the Warriors are poised for a pivotal season. However, challenges remain, including integrating young talents like Jonathan Kuminga and managing salary cap constraints. As the 2025-2026 season approaches, all eyes are on Butler and the Warriors to see if they can reclaim their championship form. Minneapolis. All Stephen Curry wanted this season was to experience what every basketball player seeks, from the creaky old guys at the Y, to the young Turks on the playground, to the mom going one-on-one with her kid in the driveway hoop. The question looming for the Warriors, after the Timberwolves won 4 in a row for a 4-1 Western Conference semifinal series victory, is whether what the Warriors had was a fun but short-term fling with meaningful basketball, or the start of something even bigger. A rosy outlook for the future was hard to find after the Wolves shot out the Warriors' lights, 121-110, a definitive thumping. It ended ugly. With under a minute left in the Warriors' season, Jonathan Kuminga bricked 2 free throws, activating a cornball target center promo and earning every fan in the house a free chicken sandwich. Folks who paid $500 for a seat acted like they'd hit the lottery with a $2 greasy sandwich. Their hungry roar was salt in the Warriors' wounds. It was a tough way to bow out of what was in many ways a miraculous season. The Warriors lost 4 in a row, and nobody much cares that they were without Curry for those final games. It hurt because the Warriors had a dream cooking. It was looking like Curry's recovery from a hamstring injury just might put him back in action for Game 6, back home. All the Warriors had to do was rally around Jimmy Butler for one lousy win in Minneapolis. Cool dream, and not completely crazy. A decade ago, some wise guy called the Warriors Steph and the screen setters. Well, Game 5 was going to be Jimmy and the scene setters. Set the stage for a killer Game 6 against a reeling foe. The dream seemed plausible to anyone who has watched the Warriors since February 8th, when Butler hit town. Butler had 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. In the absence of Curry, it wasn't enough. That bodes unwell for next season, especially for the gloomy, glass-half-broken folks. The Warriors were dynamic and even scary once Butler joined Curry and the fellas, but after losing this series, next season's Warriors suddenly look like 3 old, beat-up vets, Butler, Curry, and Draymond Green, on their farewell concert tour, trying to play their oldies. The Steph Curry window, which has looked brighter since the arrival of Squeegee Jimmy, suddenly is looking kind of sooty and sticky. Is Butler just too old to carry a team on his shoulders, as he did when he led the Miami Heat to 2 NBA Finals? If so, what can we expect next season? Butler did seem to go from sizzle to fizzle the last 2 games, but full disclosure, he had the deck stacked against him. Butler never said a word, but he played the entire series, with one gluteus maximus tied behind his back, fighting through a deep bruise sustained in the previous series against the Rockets. Butler didn't deny that the injury lingered, although he refused to play the excuse card. He said he felt fine, good enough to go out there and compete. Well, he was definitely compromised through the whole series, Coach Steve Kerr said. The injury in Houston definitely impacted him. He's been playing through pain. Kerr also explained that Timberwolves coach Chris Finch schemed Butler into a box, instead of collapsing on Butler when he drove or when he set up on the low block. The Wolves played him one-on-one, daring him to shoot inside against tall trees, like Rudy Gobert, while keeping 4 other defenders home on the Warriors' outside shooters, denying them open looks off Butler kick-out passes. Without Curry to work his gravity magic, Butler's own magic was rendered null and void. That helps explain Wednesday. But what about next season? Getting Curry back will make a huge difference, of course. But for a while, it was looking like the Warriors would use the playoffs as a springboard into next season, when the Curry-Green-Butler axis of evil would get a running start. Now, they're looking like three guys with a current combined age of 107 taking on a league full of hard-eyed superstars barely out of their teens. I asked Green how he would respond to people saying the window has slammed shut, that the team's leadership core is too old. I don't worry about that one bit. Green said, I feel like I'm still improving. I feel like Steph's still improving. I feel like Jimmy's still improving. When you're improving in this league, it treats you well. It's when you stop improving is when the bottom falls out. We'll see. Finch said of the Warriors before Wednesday's game, they're no longer in their dynastic phase. That's taking Finch's statement out of context. What he said was in praise of the Warriors when they blitzed the league, going to the finals 5 seasons in a row, and changing the way the game is played. The Warriors do have something to prove, though, that time has not passed them by, that what they flashed for 14 weeks was no night-night last call for a dynasty. Butler was asked when he, Green, and Curry would get together and start making plans for next year. That's a good question. That's a very good question, Butler said. Maybe on the plane ride home. I don't know. For sure, sometime this summer. Kerr has talked about his team just wanting to get its swing at the plate this season. And they did. They took a mighty rip at the ball. And come next October, they'll be looking to find again what they found this season, if all too briefly. Meaningful basketball.